try and time that absolutely perfectly, just in case it don't work. But I seem to have got it absolutely cock on. So, good evening, everyone. This is meant to be alive tonight, but why not? So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. How are we all? I see Andy has reserved his space early for once. That don't happen. That does not happen. He knows full well. He's always 10 minutes to the end of it, and he's there. So thank you very much, Andy, for making it this evening. As everyone else out there, welcome to 2022. May this year be better than last year. I mean, we can say that every year, really, can't we? You're never going to have a perfect year. Simple as that. But we're going to make the best of it as we can. We've got lives coming up. We've got filming to be done. We've got jobs to do at work. It's ace. It's ace. It's all going on. It's all going on. Hopefully everyone out there is happy, healthy, ready to fire your questions in, with this being the first live of 2022. It is, I think, the 3rd of January? 2nd of January. 2nd of January. It's going so fast already. For you guys that haven't been at work during Christmas and New Year, if you are new to the channel, my name is Rob. Somewhere on the screen, I think. I am a Volkswagen Audi Group technician. I work in a dealership, and I spend my Sunday evenings talking to you lovely people out there, helping you with any issues you've got, car-wise. Like I say, Volkswagen Audi Group is my specialty, but car questions ain't a problem. Fire him in. It's not an issue at all. Again, I dabble in a bit of detailing as well. If you've been on the Tech Automotive YouTube channel / Instagram / TikTok / everywhere, I'm everywhere. You'll see usually what I get up to. So welcome. Good evening. You're absolutely fantastic for being here. It's great to hear from you all. I do hear from you all, not just on the lives. I get a lot of talking outside of the lives, which is absolutely amazing. I love talking to you guys. You make the channel what it is. Without the channel, without you guys, Tech Automotive would be no. Me and Mike just enjoy delivering to you what we do. So I can sit in front of a camera and chat to you guys. Absolutely love it. And Mike can do the technical bits. I think he's living in a field at the minute because he's on some form of holiday. Whatever. So a little bit of an introduction to the new year, if you like. So Tech Automotive hopefully is going places. Hopefully. We're gonna try and build it as best we can with your guys out there's help. It can only be done by you guys, by liking, sharing, subscribing, all that jazz. Just gets us to that bigger audience, which is the ultimate goal. I want to help more of you. So that's the plan. I do absolutely love helping you guys out, whether it's car situations, filling an hour of your Sunday night, banter on the internet, or whatever it is. I do thoroughly enjoy sitting here talking to you guys. So I hope the feeling's mutual. I hope you guys get something out of this by listening to me waffle, if you like. So without further ado, welcome to 2022. Welcome to the first live of 2022, Tech Automotive. Rob here, talking to you live from my dining room floor, as I haven't got a table yet. I really need to sort that out. It'd be a lot comfier. I am sat on a cushion. So, bright lights. Everyone can see me. It's great. Anyway, let's have a look. So, good evening, Dave. Happy New Year to yourself. Hope you're well. You and the family are well. And you're all looking forward to a solid 2022. May it be full of hot weather, nice cars, clean cars, fixed cars, and Skoda's introducing new cars when they get this chip thing sorted out. Particularly, it's affecting everyone, affecting every brand across the whole motor industry. They're all struggling at the minute with this silicon chips. And unfortunately, it's creating a massive backlog. If you guys have ordered a new car, you might be well aware there is a huge wait on new cars, particularly in the UK. If you're somewhere else in the world, this may or may not apply to you guys out there. The wait for cars is ridiculous. Hence the surge in the second-hand car market. Now, the second-hand car market was fairly strong in the UK anyway. But seeing as you can't get hold of new cars easily, everyone's either keeping hold of their car or dropping it in for another second-hand car. So the market is very, very strong. But ultimately, what comes with a very, very strong market is higher prices. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, guys. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit of a ripple. Hopefully, it'll come back down or just normalize just a little bit rather than it just being a bit crazy and a bit up in the air at the minute. So that's the new car situation / used car situation. There are still cars out there, still some very, very good cars out there as well. So if you're in the market for cars, guys, there's plenty out there. Just do your own work, and should you need to ask any advice, here I am. I'll always answer as honestly and as best I can. And any of you guys that have helped out there already can vouch for that. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Keep going down the comments. Happy New Year, Mike. This is Mike on the screen, the one that's in the field at the minute. Obviously, he's got a decent internet connection. But good evening to Mike. He's there on the other end. Mr. Miller, good evening, sir. How the devil are we this evening? Hope you're well. Hope you had a good Christmas and New Year wasn't too mega for you. Not a lot of people I know went out, to be fair. It's just, you can get a pint for £4 on a normal day, or you can go out on New Year's Eve, pay 20 quid to get in somewhere, pay £11 for a pint, and who knows? Get rammed into a little room. So, we'll see. We'll go for that. Facebook user, I don't believe for a second you love talking to me. That sounds like a Scott comment. So hopefully that is Scott. If it's not, let me know who it is. And also, just give StreamYard permission. It's down the bottom. Otherwise, I can't see you. You only have to do it once, and then you get to see my lovely face, and I get to know who you are. Should you ever message me outside of the live, I know exactly who you are and what we were talking about. It makes life so much easier. So, yeah, just hit that button or link if you like. It lets you do that. Do you know anything about the 3.6 Penstar on the 2012 Chrysler 200 stalling? Is that an American vehicle? Because I don't think we see the 3.6 on a Chrysler in the UK. And if we do, I personally haven't seen one. That's a very, very American car, buddy. Might point you in the direction of Eric over at South Main Auto Channel. Now, that is his specialty, big American cars and diagnostics. So go and have a look at him. He talks you through them all. He does them on video as well. There may be a video he's done on that. So just go and have a look. Mike, yeah, down Devon. Boy, he's too excited to sit. Also watching while he's bouncing around the cop. Can't argue with that. What better would you want? You just, sit here, join in the banter. Stalls without warning, no lights on the dash. Nothing springs to mind, buddy. Nothing springs to mind. Now, if that was a Volkswagen Audi Group car or something along them lines, stalling without warning on the dash sounds like it could be a fueling issue, but then again, you might get misfire codes in there. It could be a throttle issue, closing, not letting the air through. Again, you may still get a fault code in there. And it could also be a sensor that's not quite thrown up a fault code, but is not working right. Definitely going to have to run some form of a diagnostic session on there just to see if there's any codes in there that haven't quite flagged up an engine light yet, or any form of warning light on the dash, and then obviously go from there. Dave Whiting. Hello, Daddy Dave, Mr. Skoda himself. Good evening, sir. Hope you're well up there up north. Hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you had a good New Year. I've been talking to your boy quite a bit recently. He was helping me out massively. So massive thanks to Andy and obviously Dave. The Whitings over in the Lancashire region of the UK. So Mike's put a ticker along the bottom. If you can see it, it's running across. If it does come up with Facebook user or YouTube user, something like that, just give them permission to do that, to let me see who you are. That's all that link is. Good evening, Stuart. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Hope it was a good one. Hope you're safe and well. It's always good to see a regular pop up on my screen. It's fantastic. Keep coming back. Keep talking to me. Keep sharing the banter, the car issues if you've got any, anything like that, really. Tell me how your Christmas was. Tell me if you got any good car stuff. Let's have it. Andy McAfee, have you guys don't see on there Andy McAfee, I talk to Andy quite a bit, and we have some good back and forth banter. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, he's always ceremonially late. So tonight, to have him here in the first sort of 20 minutes of the live is unheard of. So massive love to Andy there, who's made it this evening. And it wasn't a planned one either. It wasn't a planned one. I kind of just decided I was going to do one because I know my daughters wanted to see me do a live tonight. Bless them. I've not been able to have them this weekend due to COVID. Not me. Unfortunately, not me. Someone in their household. So unfortunately, I've not been able to have the girls. So they asked if they could see me do a live. So it's thanks to Lexi and Lacey is why I'm sat here now talking to you guys. So hopefully you're going to enjoy it. And hopefully they're here watching it. So let me just get rid of this use. I do apologise. So sometimes you get a troll or something like that. Rest assured, I am all over it. So Facebook user, again, I'm not sure who you are, but follow that link down there just so it lets me know who you are. But I'll have a read of your comment now. It's quite a big one, but I'm okay. Thank you very much for asking. Happy New Year. 21 Superb rear camera. Does the car slam the brakes on if you get too close to an object? I got close to a fence reversing and the brake pedal vibrated, ABS kicking in. Is it standard now on SEL versions with camera? Don't really want to try it in case I prang it. Now, yes. Now, it's not run by the camera. It's called assisted braking on the rear. It's run by your parking sensors. And what it does is it will detect, obviously, as you would a parking sensor, it would detect something's there. Now, the clever bit about this is if you're moving towards this object really quickly, your parking sensor will alert your car that you're moving towards this object really quickly, and your parking sensor will then have a chat with your ABS in super quick speed, tell your ABS that something needs to happen now, or you're going to drive over something or drive into a wall or something like that. It's totally normal. The vibrating pedal is your ABS kicking in and effectively dabbling the brakes for you to enable the car to react to whatever you're about to hit. So don't try it because it could end up badly. But that is what it is, unfortunately. But it is a fantastic thing, unless you're driving with trade plates on, nightmare, or something hanging off the back of your car, again, nightmare. So another thing we do is when we put a tow bar on your car, obviously, as you're aware, if you was to put a tow bar on your car with that enabled, it'd be horrific. So when we fit a factory tow bar, we then activate it with a measure code. Now, the measure code goes into certain computers, control modules on your vehicle, and it will adapt and parameterize to work around things. So it won't make your parking sensors beep all the time. It won't activate your assisted braking. It won't cause any issues with things. It knows it's there, so it'll work around it. That's why I always advise having a factory tow bar fitted or tow bar at a dealership. It does cost more, but we can do these little bits of software that enable it to know that it's there. If you have just a random bar chucked on and it spliced into the wires, two things: your body control module is not going to know it's there, so it's not going to send power to the bulbs. It just bring up a bulb warning light, and also parking sensors will go nuts. Your assisted braking will go nuts. It might even flag it up front and rear assist faults and then just turn it off completely. So this is why we have all these things at the back, and they are really helpful. It's just having to sort of know what they are to know how to deal with them. So yeah, it's a fantastic question. I do appreciate you sending me that one in. Don't drive backwards into something. Don't test it. It's a feature, and it's not a feature I would rely on in that manner. A little bit like lane assist. You know it's there. You know it's nudging your steering wheel all the time. But if you were to let go or do something really daft and try it out, it's probably going to send you into a field. So yeah, don't. It's there to help. Don't rely on it. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think your insurance will take too kindly to that. But thank you very much for the question. Fantastic question. Mike's having a look at the technical stuff, guys. YouTube users are fine. I'm pretty sure that's because you've already signed up on YouTube and it's ran through YouTube, if that makes sense. With Facebook, because I'm on two groups, I'm on three things, but two groups on Facebook. You just have to let StreamYard know that you're all right with them, knowing who you are for one time only, and then it's fine for the rest of it. Yeah, that Mike says fine for the first time. He's in the background as usual, doing his little bits and bobs to help this live go smoothly. So massive thanks. Hats off if I had one. Right, Facebook user again. Just have a look at this link. It's going to help. But I'll still talk to you, of course. That's really it. My Rapid Sport 1 litre TSI, 4 years old this year. 1 litre timing belt, alternator belts, pulleys, water pump. Whoa! No. So 1 litre TSI, it's going to be the older version, I think. Oh, it's coming up to that age, isn't it? Anyway, sorry, me thinking in my head. Right. So timing belts on Volkswagen cars, if it has a timing belt, it's 5 years. If it's the modern one, 5 years. The UK don't stipulate mileage. It's 5 years. So every 5 years, that belt one's changing. With it being on the TSI engine, your coolant pump is on the other side. There's no timing interval for them. There's no change interval on them, and it's a separate to your timing belt change. So don't panic. It's completely separate. It's got its own tiny little belt. If you were to have a look on my YouTube channel at one of my TSI timing belt changes, you will see exactly what I mean, and I believe I point it out on one of the videos as well, if that just makes sense in your head. So it's a short answer. You don't need a timing belt replaced until 5 years old. You can replace the auxiliary belt if you want while you're in there. Makes sense. I would. Again, there's not a change interval for belts on the auxiliary belt. Water pump and coolant are on the other side of the engine. Again, have a look at my video. I've done a couple of TSIs just to show you guys what is actually involved. So it's not as scary as you think it is. So 5 years, buddy. 5 years, get that timing belt changed. They do rollers as well, so it is a kit. It's better to have it done at a vehicle specialist / dealership because there's a special tool for it. And we time it up rather than using pins or Tipex. We use a proper computer program that sits on the end of the cams and tells us in 0.1 of a degree, that's how tight it is, whether your engine's in time or not. And should it be out of tolerance, you're going to get misfires that aren't picked up with using timing bars, tools, and Tipex. So definitely get it done at a reputable garage that has the correct tool for the TSIs. Otherwise, it's just a mess. And if you get one of the timings out on them, they are unfortunately an interference engine. Damage can happen. Again, if you have a look on my YouTube channel, I have a video of one that was done at a garage using Tipex. That did not run well, and the tolerances are very, very tight. And this one was miles out. I'm surprised it actually went back together okay. So have a look on my channel. You'll see exactly what I mean. Fantastic bit of kit. So 5 years. Andy, I was here both 2.5 hours early and 8 minutes late at the same time. I'll have you know. Why was you here 2.5 hours early? That's even earlier than me. Jeffrey Lee, I believe I spoke to you earlier. EA211 engine. It was a good little bit of kit. Just been talking about the TSI engine as well. Thinking of removing the airbox, replacing it with direct air intake and putting a top mount in the cooler in its place. Hoping to get over 200 horsepower from 1 litre to 1.2 TSI. I like it. Just know that the engine's not designed for 200 horse. But there's nothing saying you can't do it. If it's done properly, fantastic. I've not seen a stage 3 1.2 TSI. I've not seen one at all. I would be extremely excited to see any part of this. And of course, I'm here for technical help at any point. Don't have to be on the live. Just fire us a message and I will help you massively if you've got any issues overcoming anything on these. I can get all the wiring diagrams and every bit and bob like that. So just keep me posted on that. But if you do need help, here I am. Andy, I'm just so put my hand behind newer folks' cars at work when reversing now, right? So yeah, it does. Yeah, honestly, it's like, seeing as you work on buses or work with buses, it is exactly like where it says, do not press this button, it will stop the engine. You remember on the older buses, it used to be stuck right out the back and you could just bang it and that was it. The engine had cut out. It's exactly like that. We do it in the workshop to test them out as well. I'll creep up behind someone as they're just reversing off their ramp, touch a sensor and that's it. It's bang, straight to a stop, scares them half to death, his ace. So yeah, do that, it's funny. Thank you. That's so class. I'm assuming the front sensors do the same. Yeah, the front sensors are more geared up for if you're about to go through the arse end of someone at a traffic light, something like that. But they will assist the same way as a rear. Yeah, it will pop the brakes on for you. So don't panic if it feels like you're standing on marbles. Your car's looking after you. But again, don't rely on it. Stuart Shaw's got a bit of a 2 pence in on these parking sensor things as well. His missus in a 21 plate Karoq reversed out of a parking space in Bradford. Nearly went into a pillar. The car stopped in just in time. See, it's a fantastic bit of kit if you're not relying on it. If you know it's there and you're relying on it, it won't stop you. You'll just go straight through it. But it is absolutely a lifesaver, and it does scare the shite out of you when it does it because you think you've run over something. Great feature. Works across Skoda, Volkswagen, Audi, and Seat as well. Fantastic feature. So, yeah. The 21 Karoq came up with low oil on the dash. Is this common? If it's got low oil, yeah. Yeah. 1.5 or 2 litre, buddy. Let us know. I've got info on that. Maybe I could change the belts and etc. for you next year. Just let StreamYard know who you are, because I don't know who you are. Or let me know who you are. And then maybe so. I do enjoy working on the TSI, to be fair. I really, really do. So, yeah, let us know. Mr. Barrington, had our emergency stops disabled on the bus. It used to happen low. Do you know what? I bet it did. I bet it did. Because I am that, I'm not going to swear, that guy in my younger days that did that. And I should feel bad about it because I know it's not easy to reset and get them going again. And it makes everyone late and it annoys everyone. But we all had a youth, didn't we? It was so funny. So funny. So I apologise to any bus drivers out there that I did piss off in my younger days. But so funny. Good evening, Mr. Wallace. It's all right. How's it going your way? Good Christmas, good New Year. Good to see you here, buddy. Ah, Mr. Shaw, you have the 1.5, yeah. Common. Now, 2 things with that engine. The 1.5 is an absolute pain in the arse. It is so sensitive, it hurts. Have you checked your oil? First and foremost, check your oil level. Don't fit the wrong oil as well. They're very, very tight oil galleries on them 1.5s. They're not like a normal diesel or an old school petrol. They don't take 530 or 030. They take 020, which is green and a lot thinner. And that helps it circulate through all your VVTIs, your oil galleries, and everything it needs to. Working on a lot tighter tolerances, these 1.5s. Mike used to be that kid as well. See, we've all done it. World record for a 1.2 TSI is 237 brake horsepower. Is that on YouTube, buddy? Because I'm definitely going to have a look at that. Because, yeah, wow. Normally, you struggle to get about 13 horsepower out of them 1.2s because they are awesomely slow. But I've seen your Jetta. It's not a Jetta. Talking shit now. It's not a Jetta. I've seen your car and it looks ace. So I'm interested. I'm really, really, really interested in seeing this. I have, for all you Skoda nuts out there, I've seen the Bonneville Skoda. I've actually been up close in the bonnet of the Bonneville. And that holds some form of record on the salt plains of America. And that car is an absolutely insane bit of kit. It's only a 2 litre TSI, but it's that tuned. They can't actually idle the car, otherwise it will destroy itself. It destroys the engine because it's that finely tuned, tighter tolerances. That is an awesome car. So if any of you guys want to look at an awesome car, see some videos about it, it's the Skoda Octavia Bonneville. Have a look at that. Fantastic. And I've got some pictures on my phone as well of it up close and personal if you want to see them. AJ Auto Care. Yeah, we did just speak. The Mark V GTI you're looking at. Not a bad car. As long as it's not got a terrible history. As long as it's been looked after, it's not been slammed on its arse right to death. Good service history. The Mark V's are all right. They definitely do need looking after though. There's a couple where I work. Absolutely immaculate examples of a Mark V GTI, and there's not a mark on them. Everything's changed. I think they have their oil changed every 3,000 miles. These GTIs, they are insane. Lovely leather seats as well, top spec. I think they're brilliant. Thanks, Rob. Could you do my timing back next year? Yeah, probably. Simple as that. Yeah, probably. I can't see why not. Darren. All right, sausage. All well. Not a bad comment. What is your next detailing product on your list to try? So, Darren, as you can see on the screen, if he's there, this is his detailing channel on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else that he's on, Instagram. Have a watch if you're interested in detailing, cleaning cars and stuff, because that's exactly what he does. He reviews products. So go and check him out. Absolute legend. Me and Darren talk loads. He's had a busy Christmas. I've had a busy Christmas. Both got young kids. Yeah, the days just go so fast. What is my next product to try? I've got some car fragrances that have just arrived from a company called On Its Arse. I enjoyed that. That's why I bought them, because the company's called On Its Arse. So I'm going to review them. And also, I've got a Mark 8 Golf outside on the driveway at the moment that I want to do a little bit of a sort of a tour of the inside and the features, because it's completely digital dash, digital MIB, the radio screen, everything's touch. There's not a button in it. So I'm tempted to do a little bit of a tour on a Mark 8 Golf as well. So if any of you guys out there want to see the inside and the workings of a brand new Golf, then please let me know, and I'll facilitate that for you. But detailing side of things, it's going to be them On Its Arse fragrances. See how they perform, see how they are. Tell you guys a little bit about them, a little bit about the company. You go from there, buddy. What's yours? What's your next detailing product? Seeing you've got absolutely loads. I'm always interested, and I watch every one of your videos, because that's me. I like supporting the little channels just like myself, so I do appreciate it massively. Not fun when DVSA tests the emergency engine start. I bet it isn't. And the DVSA are very, very creepy, and they just pop up anywhere. And particularly for you heavy load guys, buses, big lorries, stuff like that, they love you. They love you to bits. So unfortunately with cars, they tend to leave the cars alone unless you're in a rural area driving a 1.8 TD CI Focus. It's smoking its arse off, and they know full well it's running on red diesel. That's the only time they'll normally pull a car over. In Greece, there you go. Is it the Bonneville car you're on about? Because you definitely need to see my pictures, because the engine bay is insane. Insane. Stuart, your oil, it's not hard to sort. Obviously, if there's there's another thing. There's a software update for oil warning coming on as well. I just remembered on the Golfs there is, and it's the same engine. It's a software update that's causing, or shit software that's causing the oil light to come on. So maybe that's maybe that's part of your car. But anyway, the garage is going to sort it all out. It's obviously under warranty, so if there's an issue, they'll just do it for you, no problem. So at least it's not going to cost you out. Works a treat, and you're going to get the right oil should it need some. 2-litre TDI Mark 5 GT. So the diesel engine in them, and then Mark 5s is a common rail engine / PD. Absolutely bulletproof, bomb-proof engines. They're nuts. They can go for absolutely ages, provided that people have looked after them. Again, if they run the wrong oil, you're looking at the cams that are going to worn smooth, or they're not as elliptical as they used to be. That is a massive problem on the PDs. If people are banging 540 in them, 1040 in them, it's the wrong oil, and it causes the cams to wear down, and then you're going to get your misfires, your engine's running like shit, and you're not going to get the performance you want out of a GT. So, just keep an eye on the service history massively. If you do struggle, buddy, chuck us over some details of a car, and I can check it out for you. I can also check on the official systems and see if it's had all its recalls, and see what its genuine service history is like through the dealership network. So if you want me to have a look at that, mate, not a problem at all. I do like to help where I can. I'd rather not see anyone getting fucked over by buying a shit car. Simple as that, really. PD 140. There you go. PD engine, like I say, absolutely bomb-proof. Bomb-proof. Love them. Great engine. Go forever. Service history is a big one on that one. Andy McAfee, the Octavia at Bonneville in 2011, that long ago, was record production car with turbocharged 2-litre engine. That was it. So that car, I've physically sat in, been there, looked in, Obviously, I couldn't hear it running because they can't idle it due to how it's set up. So that car was phenomenal. When I worked at the Skoda dealership local to me, we did an open day, and we organised every man and a dog to be there. So we had the Bonneville car, we had Skoda themselves turn up in some of their really cool cars in their massive exhibition lorry. Everything was there. It was a fantastic day, and I would definitely do one again. There's so many people I met that day, still people I talk to now. We've brought along their own cars, some fantastic examples. We even had people come from the Czech Republic bringing their own cars and bits and bobs like that. What a day. Yeah, massive. There is a video on YouTube. I will try and post it out to you guys showing this open day and what was actually there. Whew. Yeah, I would definitely do it again. It's not mine. No, I wouldn't own a Mark 8 Golf if there was no other car to own. I'd walk. No, I am on a course next week. I've not really said to you guys about that. I am on a training course down at Volkswagen Training Centre in Milton Keynes, and we can't take our own cars. Unfortunately, I'd love to blast down in my Octavia down to Milton Keynes, but no, unfortunately, we do get a company car, and it's a nice shiny 21 plate with bugger all miles on it, and I get to smoke that around it's a 4-day long course. So I go tomorrow night and I'm back Friday night. So while I'm down there, obviously I'll be sat in a hotel room, bored solid in the middle of Milton Keynes. So I will be available for lives, and I will run lives to talk to you guys out there a bit more than I have done once a week. Sometimes just in enough people just like having a chat. So there'll be more lives pop up next week. There won't be a set time. I will just fire myself on, and I will be sat in a hotel room. Bit of a different background, but I will take all my light and that with me. So hopefully you can see me as well. So that's the plan. I'm on a training course. It's manual gearbox specialism. So I get to, it's basically a training path I'm on to become a powertrain specialist, as well as on top of my technician job as well. So I can help you out in gearbox issues as well. So stay tuned for the pictures that I will hopefully be able to upload. I'm not going to take any pictures inside the training centre. That's not allowed, unfortunately. But I can keep you all up to date on what's going on and help you guys out with gearbox issues. Yeah. DVSA, known as the Wasps. Pains in the arses. But I'm an MOT tester, so technically I work for them. I do work for the DVSA while I'm MOT testing. So we're always nice to the DVSA. Darren, I'm hopeful to be back in a week with a large wax comparison challenge. I'm hoping my Auto Bright short trigger comes too. Then from there, whatever comes out, Michael, be first. Love it, mate. I did see you'd ordered a Auto Bright trigger. It looks ace that, so hopefully it's really good. Mine's an Amazon special that works quite well with my K2. I'm looking forward to seeing them, buddy. So keep us posted on them, and we really need to do that collaboration at some point. Hopefully coming into the warmer weather, sort of, we can sort something out, and me and you can get our heads together and get a quality video stuck out, because there's people waiting for this. There is people waiting for this. Matt at MJN Detailing Diaries, is well looking forward to me and you doing a video together. So let's make it happen. Have a good night, Stuart. Take care, buddy. Stay in touch as always, matey. Barrington, I drove past DVSA checking yard on the M5. They're what? Star, bleep, bleep, bleep. Could be kids in the room. Thankfully, I've only seen them once in the last 8 years. Absolutely. Good evening, Steve. Nice to hear you here, buddy. Did you have a good Christmas? Happy New Year. Hopefully, it's going to be a good one for you, buddy. We are onwards and upwards. None of this depressing shit. We're here talking about the best thing in the world, which is the motor trade, cars, Skodas, anything fun. I'm not doing the depressive crap. We're here to have fun, have a laugh, have a giggle, and hopefully take the piss out of some things as well. That's the aim of the game. I want happy, cheery. If I can do it, you guys can do it as well. And we'll make 2022 an absolute smashing year, and we'll smash it out the park. EA 111 IB for 237 horse. I'm going to check these out, buddy. If you can send us some links or put it on the group, I'm definitely going to look at some of these things. Darren also kind of, I guess, trying to convince the wife I need a Porsche Panamera as an next car. Yeah, it's fag, mate, and it's safe, and the NCAP rating is absolutely phenomenal on them cars, and yeah, it's really expensive, really hard to repair, and the parts are hard to get hold of. But I can help you talk your wife around on that one, buddy. Andy, they fully restored the Bonneville car last year. Not sure what it needed. Restored can't have had much use, so likely doing the rounds again. So the Bonneville car has an engine rebuild. After what did they tell me? It was 2 or 3 runs. They'll tear the engine down and rebuild it, and that includes the fuel pump, rings, rods, bearings, end bearings, shells, everything. They'll strip it down and redo it. That's how tuned the car is. It's absolutely, it's nuts. It's nuts. So that's what they do. The externals look pretty clean, but obviously a car of that speed, it rips all the decals off. It's quite funny, to be fair. It rips them all off. So maybe they were doing some externals as well. But I do know about the engine one. Yeah, they do tear that down and rebuild that quite often. Andy, OH was such a bold statement about the Golf 8. You'll have to do a review from a different perspective, other than a car journalist / reviewer on the take. What? Such a bold statement about a Golf 8. You have to put that into Lincolnshire. 50 minutes to an hour away from Milton Keynes. Well, I'm there all week, mate. So, and I'll do sod all in the evening. I think the course finishes at 3:30, 4 o'clock every day, and then my hotel room. Well, my hotel's 2 minutes away from the training centre, and yeah, I'll be sat there. So, interesting. Oh, is it? I didn't know. It's a bloody good Lance. Thanks, Angel. My lady wife here. She might wave, she might not. Depends how shy she is. She's got the wine on the go, so that's her waving. My snow foam Lance is Ace, the short stubby with the little attachment. It's brilliant. I don't find myself using too many different colours. I think between green and white is where I'm at with them. But a lifesaver. It's loads better than the Lance, unless you're trying to do wheel arches with a wheel on. Then the longer Lance is obviously better. But the stubbies are ace. It's just, if you've seen on a couple of videos I've done, I've not quite connected the attachment properly and it's fired off at my car. Watch out for that one. It can be a bit of a pain in the arse. Mr. Barrington, your boys fell asleep. Excellent. Have a good one, mate. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy lighting your log burner. And I will catch up with you all the time like I do anyway, matey. So enjoy the rest of your trip. Hopefully it's a good one. And the weather stays okay. It's been pretty warm recently, to be fair, hasn't it? So, yeah, have a good one. Okay, that makes sense. Rob says Golf 8 is crap. Rob should make a review video of the car from a mechanic's perspective, which stand out from normal Golf 8 car reviews made from. Oh, right, yeah, totally get you now. I sort of knew where you were going with it, but yeah, just wanted to make sure. Absolutely. I've had many of an experience with Golf 8. I've recently written off a steering rack on one of them. If you want to know more about that, just ask. The car was 6 months old and done 4,000 miles. If you want to hear about that, yeah, just say I can. But that's definitely in the making. I can do a review, like I say, next week. I've got plenty of time on my hands in the evening, so a review of a Golf 8 sounds awesome. Gives me something to do, so I can do that. Stay tuned on the YouTube channel for that to happen. I might post little snippets on the Facebook just to get you guys involved, and then yeah, go from there. So I've caught up with my questions. You guys have been ace tonight. It's been fantastic, and like I say, I hope you all had a banging Christmas and a great New Year. Didn't really get up too much, and yeah, it's January. Steering rack spill. Oh, great! Right, here we go. Start off with, it wasn't my fault. Said every technician ever. So on the Golf 8s and the ID3s, they have a recall on them. It's called the 97EH recall. And it basically is a software on pretty much every control module the car has. It's upwards of about 5 hours long, this recall. And it's not a click and do. You have to go into certain modules, follow certain things to the letter. Now, I was following certain things to the letter. I did it all exactly as it says on the massive, 32 pages of instructions. And I'm following it, and it goes through, and literally it talks to every control module. It's doing engine, ABS, steering rack, and it got to steering rack. And then in the middle of the screen, where it'll either do a countdown or it'll do a percentage bar or something like that, it stopped on power steering, just stopped. I was like, I've not done one of these recalls before. It's the first one I've done. And we were just stopping. I thought, oh, it'll be all right. We'll just carry on. Waited half an hour. And then we had an ERP fault appear on the computer screen. Now, if any of you guys out there are into IT and software and programming, ERP in a mechanics term is, oops, I'm fucked. And that's what had happened. ERP fault code. I do get a fault code after it, but it's just numbers. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So the standard procedure after a software whoopsie, shall we say, on a car is to turn the car off, unplug the computer, take the battery off, completely send the car to sleep, and then wake it up again. After 24 minutes, I think is your time. 24 minutes it needs to go to sleep. So I did that, 24 minutes, battery on. Started the car without the computer and thought, oh, fuck, here we go. There's loads of faults. The dash was lit up like a Christmas tree. And the one that stuck out to me was a red steering wheel. Now, you guys out there, I've probably seen this many a time before. You get an orange and a red steering wheel light on your dash, and if it illuminates, it's a problem. Well, this went straight to red, no orange involved. I was like, oh, here we go. Went to turn the steering, engine running as well, steering hard as nails, would not turn. I'm like, this is bad. This is bad. So what we can do is we can rerun the software update, see if that helps. So I rerun the software update. Cut a long story short, didn't work. Same fault, fell over again, ERP fault. Oh shit, what do we do here? Customer's waiting for his car. It's just before Christmas. So we have what we call a technical department down at Milton Keynes, where I'm going. It's just on another wing of the massive building that it is. And I sent all the info to them and everything. And now that gets split up into two departments. You send some at there. They're either going to deal with it or they're going to send it to Wolfsburg, the factory. And it's nice when they reply, but it's not so good when they say referred to factory or deferred to factory, something like that. And anyway, deferred straight to factory. I'm like, oh no, bang on Christmas. Don't know if it's still working, whatever. So I got a response from factory. But they basically said, turn the car off, turn the battery off, leave it 24 hours, try again. Did that, didn't work. Turn it back to them. They said, try it again. I was like, this is obviously taking like 5 or 6 days in between. Did that, didn't work. Sent it back 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, bearing in mind the customer wants his car back, he's going nuts. 2 weeks later, I get a response from factory. Now this has gone proper head up, high up in the factory, and they've given me a software code to bring the power steering back. Now they have made this code specifically for this car, for this job that I'm doing. There's no other code in the world for any car like that. They've literally manufactured this based on what I've sent them to get the power steering to come back alive for me to carry on with the recall and get everything working all right again. Now, to cut a long story short again, I ran the software that they asked me to do, worked straight away. My heart then slowed down to a normal rate. My bumhole stopped twitching like a rabbit's nose, and I was able to carry on with the recall. And fortunately, touch wood, the car's absolutely fine. The power steering came back, and the customer was made up that we got his car back to just before Christmas. Now, that is unreal. But I guess what I'm telling you here is this is why with dealerships, this is what happens. Shit goes wrong, and it does. New cars, old cars, stuff goes wrong. We have a phenomenal technical department that backs us up should something like that go wrong. Which they did. Yeah, it did take a bit of time, but wow, they worked their arse off. They got me a code. We got it resolved in the end. Hats off to the guys at Wolfsburg, the boffins in white coats, smashed it out of the park. At the end of the day, we've got an happy customer. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. It took a little bit longer than a day that the recall should take. But nonetheless, customer's happy. Rob's happy because it's all fixed. But that's how easy software updates, particularly on these new cars, go from naught to shit in very, very fast. So when you do bring your car in for a recall, we don't want to break anything. We don't want it to go wrong. We want it in, we want it out. You happy? Never happens. Not on these new cars. There's so many software updates and things going wrong. Then it does take a bit of time. And exactly, Kevin Webster would have been screwed getting that sorted. So behind the scenes, what us technicians do, what us technicians have to do, and what we go through is not what we tell you guys out on the front. All you know is you put your car in, something's bust, and it comes out fixed. There's so many steps, stages, and bits and bobs you have to do to get to that point that it's just not worth telling you. Honestly, it will ruin your head. So yeah, that was the Golf 8 saga. So I'm obviously driving the Golf 8 now. I'm nervous to touch anything in case it just blows up. But I took it to Skeg today. Any of you guys this part of the world will know Skeg Vegas. So I took it to Skeg today. This Golf 8 actually drove really nice, to be fair. It was really good on fuel. It's not uncomfortable at all. It's a lot smaller than my Octavia that I'm used to. But hey ho, it was good. I enjoyed it. But I still wouldn't own one. As a recall, free of charge work, but that cost VW a fortune. To be fair, I bet it didn't. All they had to do really was pay for his loan car, which that's the standard recall thing anyway, as a warranty repair, and just do the work that they're paid to do anyway. So I bet it didn't. No, I bet it didn't. It's my time's obviously lost. You get a certain amount of time to do a job. If it takes longer than that, you ain't getting paid it. So I'd sort of swallowed that at about sort of 4 hours in, thinking, I've lost my arse on this. But at that point, your mindset starts to change and go, I'm for the customer here now. I'm not asked about my time or about that. That is what it is, unfortunately. Does your dealership not claim back your labour from the group? Nah, you have to be careful. You can only claim back your labour if there is something to claim back. Now, that sounds really stupid, I know. But if it is back and forth with technical or Wolfsburg, no. They can only claim back what you're doing. So, say if you're doing a bit of software, but they can't claim back you going and getting the car, you putting it on the ramp, you doing all the other bits before you finally log on the computer onto it and start doing the recall. Can't claim any of that. So times sort of 4 or 5 times that I've had the car in and out over the 4 or 5 weeks that we had the car. It's you can't claim it back. So it all adds up, but it's lost in the network, unfortunately. That's the swings and roundabout scenario with warranty work / recall work. It doesn't pay the technician or the dealership. So we don't want it to go wrong, obviously, and that goes without saying. But yeah, with dealerships and warranty are just nasty. It's horrible. It really is. It sucks, and it always goes wrong. Jeff posted on Facebook page 12 TSI Ibiza, but that has 367 in Turkey. I'll have a look. It's not me that accepts everything on the Facebook group. It's a mixture. So I see most things. But I will have a look after this live and see what's what. I do keep up, to be fair. I do try and keep up with everything social media. There's loads to do, though, isn't there? There's loads. Andy, I remember the Ford recall work. They paid dealers very low amount based on some sort of pit crew timings. They decided it should take for a recall. Service managers used to give off buckets. Yeah. So if any of you guys have ever dealt with Autodata and bits and bobs like that, they will give you some absolutely horseshit time of, say, to do a turbo on a car, they'll give you 4 hours. That's essentially what it's like. They say that your diagnostic time is added into your actual labour time to do the job. So they reckon that in your diagnostic time of nothing, because they don't give you out, you've removed the turbo from the car. So the 4 hours would be putting a new turbo on, bolting all the subframe and that back up, wheel alignment, and then road testing. That's it. So you lose your arse on everything. And on warranty jobs, you have to use associated parts. You have to replace bolts, seals, gaskets, clamps. If it's in the instruction manual, it's got to be replaced. So you could have a clutch, for example, and then have 3 boxes of bolts to go with that clutch. So you've got to replace all the bolts. Even if you wouldn't normally take that part off, because it's a warranty job, you've got to take that part off, replace that bolt, put it all back together for no time. For no time. It's horrible. Horrible. Same with rattles and things like that. I know rattles are irritating. My table's full of them. You don't get paid to diagnose a rattle. They won't pay you open time. They won't. They will only. You can only claim back a repair. Now, driving a car down the road, removing a bit of trim, driving down the road again, you can't claim it. So you can't. So they don't pay you. So as a dealership, that must be so infuriating because they don't pay you. So you've got a technician that could spend 3 or 4 hours on a rattle, and you can claim 15 minutes to take the door card off. That's it. Horrible, isn't it? That's what we do. So that's the other side of being a technician anywhere that guys out there don't actually see. So I'm with Darren on this one. If there's a rattle, turn the radio up. Now, I've got a rattle in my Octavia, mate, that is literally making me want to sell the car because I've stripped it down so many times now. I can't find it. I can't find it. And Kieran's just jumped on, and he's a Skoda technician. Now, as he's put there, he hates rattles. Me too, buddy. I can't find this one in my door for shit. I've literally Volkswagen felt tape. Kieran will agree. And every other technician out there, loom tape is fantastic for rattles. I've used a whole roll of loom tape on my door, on my B pillar, A pillar, bottom pillar, black piano black pillar on the outside. Cannot find it. And it only appears in dry weather. Now, if it's been raining, car doesn't rattle at all. If it's dry, rattles its bag off right next to me, right down somewhere here, next to my ear or something like that. And I totally agree with what you've just said. Stripping them can make it worse, and it probably has. It probably has. And it makes me want to sell it, mate. It really does. Your Fiat has one, literally can't sit in the back with a baby because it drives me mental. I've spent hours looking. Yeah, and it could be somewhere nowhere near, and you might never find it. But rattles are an absolute bag. I think I put on my YouTube channel now, there is a rattle common as muck on a Volkswagen Audi Group car from the back seats. I put on the diag of it, put on the repair of it. It's dead easy, 2 minutes. And Kieran might know as well. It's the hooks that the back seat clip into, rattling against them. So you put a bit of loom tape on and sorts it. And yeah, 100% dash binnacles, heater vents, door handles, fucking gear levers, everything. Wrap tape around everything. Glove boxes, that's a bugger and all, they rattle well. A pillars, nightmare. B pillars, horrendous. C pillars are all right at the minute. Stay tuned on that one. But yeah, rattles, honestly. I bet you did, Andy. Took it in, new VRS in for rattle, 10 days old. It was fixed and I was sent on my way to find stereo-based treble turn. Yeah. Obviously, that isn't a way of fixing it by turning the bass down. It's thinking outside the box, I'll give you that. But if you like your music, like I do, turning the bass down isn't an option. If it sounds tinny, then it's horrible. Trims are the worst. Evening, Santiago. Nice to see you here, buddy. We got trims are the worst to remove because they are so bright. Yeah, they do. And if you're anything to do with Volkswagen, they've got them stupid little triangular clips behind it. They never stay in the trim. They'll either always stay in the car or they'll fire off and you never see them again. I've got loads in my toolbox ready to replace ones that just drop off. Boot rattle on the Octave as well from the rear, soft shots. Yeah, same on the Golf 8s, mate. Same on the Golf 8s. It's pretty much the same car. The rattle, you can't shut them up. Andy, my case, it was ducked in to the driver's door behind the dash cover. So just lagged it myself, save us. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, mate. It's as simple as that. If you can fix it yourself, do. It's a lot easier. Good evening, Steve. You all right, buddy? Nice to see you here, matey. My classic Fiesta with XR2 engine rattle so much I had to straight pipe it. Oh, I bet. Is that your reason to straight pipe your car? Oh, what did the missus say to that? Did it work? Important questions. Yeah, exactly, Kieran. Brittle engine plastics are an absolute ball bag. What's the brittle engine plastics have I had? Timing belt covers. You'll know full well about them on the diesels. You ain't getting them off in one piece, and if you do, I'm proud of you. That's a top cam belt cover. Thermostat housings, a load of shite. On the 2-litre TSIs, everything breaks on them. Even when you take the 3 coolant pipes off the front of it, snap. It's like, oh, that's where that repair's going. Yes. every time, unless I've pulled it too hard and it's ripped that bit off as it's come out. Yeah, every time, mate. And they emptied out the inside of an A38V, fitting a reversing camera. Always so much nicer to take an Audi apart for the fit and finish in comparison to my Skodas. I'll pretend you didn't say it. Nah, no. They're just as bad. All made in the same factory. All the trims are made in the same factory. Yeah, the PSA engine, I think, is a phenomenal engine. But just put that out there. I much prefer the HDI, definitely, over anything else they've ever made, ever in the world, ever. But yeah, they do. They pop. But I had a Polo in the other day. That if any of you ever seen the gear linkages on a Polo, there's a metal clip, and then the other one just slides on. And somehow, customer states, here we go, customer states, they've not touched it, right? And somehow, this gear linkage has come off and cable tied itself back on. Somehow, customer states, they're the best, aren't they? And it was a case of, since you've fitted a tyre to my car or a brake light bulb or a wiper blade or something like that, my gear linkage is popped off and cable tied itself back on. That was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. And that was a genuine thing. And I had one of the metal clips in my toolbox. So I just whacked it on and sent her on away like. But yeah, interesting. I'll have to dig a video out. It was a beast. Missy used to walk half a mile from me at different times, so we had to drive ourselves in. She could hear right work and left work. That's fair enough. Yeah, definitely dig a video out. I'd love to see that. 19 PD goes forever, 100%. 19 PD engine is just bulletproof. 2 litres was shite. 1.6 is horrendous. 1.4 is horrendous. But the 1.9 is something else. 2 litre HDI more than a 1.6. Yes. The 2 litre HDI is what I cut my teeth on as an apprentice working on Peugeot 406s. Someone else that. Peugeot 406. I used to love doing the timing belts on them. That was one of the first time, in fact, it was the first timing belt I did on a 406 2 litre HDI, and the same engine fitted in the Picasso. So I used to love, I really enjoyed them. Yeah, totally. You remove the cam belt cover on the Chiron, on the Golf, on the Passat, on the Tiguan, anything, and they just snap. You'd have thought, no, actually, no, because they don't. Engineers don't design a car for mechanics. They don't do it. They design a car. It looks good on a bit of paper. It looks good on a production line. After that, they're not asked. So I get it. 1.4 TDI is awful. Why is the drain plug and all facing down? Yeah, it's just so you can have oil in your armpits, because everyone likes the smell of Lynx and 530 oil. They're just a shit car, mate. They are. The engines are terrible. The clutches are awful. The flywheels are shite. They still have the same coolant problem as the 1.6 and the 2 litres. What else? Obviously, the filter and the sun plug are upside down. They've got some really awkward bolts on the timing belt as well. There's two, I think the 13s that face backwards. They're a dick to do, and I don't get it. Just bolts for bolts' sake. The 1.4 was never a good engine, never. So yeah, not a fan, not a fan at all. When are you next down the training centre, matey? Been a while. I think you did tell me, but I can't remember. How many matrices have I fitted? Well, I did one Tuesday, one Wednesday, one Thursday, and I had Friday off. Oh God, man, they're terrible. They are terrible. It's the silica bags popping in the header tank in it, and they're just blocking the matrix. That's it. Blocking the matrix and the shit. They're not hard to do though, are they? Let's be honest. It's a couple of trims out inside, slide it out, new one in, bolt her up. So they're not terrible to do. So yeah, I'm not going to complain too much, but I've done loads, absolutely loads. Oh, shame I'm not going to see you when you're down there, buddy. 2 weeks before, aren't I? Yeah, I'll go down tomorrow. You'd love our family history. Original one, 19 TD. A 19 had 385,000 miles before. The odometers were always an issue on them, weren't they? Then did about another 80k before sold. Another 1.6 million miles on the next Vortec. Yeah, I can imagine. They just go forever. And I would say the HDI engine from way back when would give the PD a run for its money. 100%. 100%. They are both phenomenal engines. Absolutely phenomenal engines, PD and the HDI. Can't fault them. Cannot fault them. So easy to work on as well. Loads of room around them. Loads of room. So guys, it's been an absolutely solid evening of rants, bants and technical chat. I'm going to leave it there. It's been an hour and 3 minutes. We've done all right. I appreciate each and every one of you turning up tonight, giving me the support, the banter and everything that helps this grow into what it has been. So many thanks. I hope you've had a good Christmas. Cracking New Year. Here's to the rest of the year. It would be a champagne glass, but I like my cup of tea more. So here's to the rest of 2022. And like always, I am very much available if you guys need any help. So that being said, guys, thank you very much for coming this evening. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon.